I turned west off of Highway 231 at the St. Joseph Catholic Church and drove a couple of blocks to Bartley Street, and there it was. I grew up less than an hour's drive from Jasper and have traveled to and through the city countless times. I'm not sure how one of the most unique and captivating works of folk art in the state of Indiana could have been there for 45 years without me knowing it. But there it was, the Geode Grotto. As many as 100,000 geodes were used in the construction of the Mother of God Shrine and St. Joseph's Shrine on the grounds of the Providence Home Health Care Center.
There are just countless people that don't know it's here. They know it's here, they drive by it, but they never stop to look.
Even those from out of town, whenever they see the uniqueness of this little spot, they want to know what it is, and so they come and take a look.
The complex included many flower planters, benches, lampposts, bird baths, walls, and fountains, all encrusted with geodes and enhanced with other materials, including marble, granite, seashells, rosaries, and pictures. The cave-like Mother of God Shrine features a Carrara marble statue of Mary and a ceiling with faux stalactites.
When people would ask about it, I would just tell them, oh, it's the most peaceful place I know of within the city. It's been a source of inspiration for a lot of different groups and a lot of different people.
It's very peaceful to sit and reflect and, pray.
Yeah.
Quietly walking around and experiencing this eccentric yet impressive religious site for the first time on an overcast day in July of 2015. I was struck by the spirituality of the place, and I was intrigued by an overwhelming curiosity as to how it came to be. As you can imagine, there's quite a backstory to the Jasper Geode Grotto. It's really a spiritual monument to one man's devotion, dedication, and perseverance. That man is Philip Otavi. In 1908, when Philip was 4 years old, he was buried for 2 days under the rubble of a horrific earthquake in Italy that killed his entire family. Philip Otavi was raised in an orphanage that was run by Saint Luigi Orione, the founder of the Roman Catholic congregation called the Sons of Divine Providence. Philip became a priest of that order in 1930. Father Philip Otavi first came to Jasper in 1935 when he was assigned to the Providence Home for mentally handicapped men. Father Philip would become the director of the home in 1952. And it was shortly after that when it was decided to remove 2 long-unused handball courts from the grounds of the Providence Home. In their place, Father Philip was determined to build something special. Inspired by the popular grottos that he knew about in Europe, Philip dispatched Father Thaddeus Sutsko, his assistant director of the Providence Home, to find stones to use in the construction of a grotto. Father Philip wanted the stones to be beautiful, special, and unusual. Father Thad found the perfect rocks for the project. He discovered a large supply of geodes in a creek on a Heltonville farm near Bedford in Lawrence County, about 60 miles from Jasper. The farmer who owned the creek allowed Father Thad to have all the rocks he wanted. Truckloads after truckloads of rocks were taken to Jasper. Working with no blueprints or building plans, the 2 priests, along with a crew of men from the Providence Home and local volunteers, worked over 15 years on the construction of the Geode Grottos. Construction was finally completed in 1970. It's interesting that a child who had experienced such trauma from rocks and rubble would end up being consumed with building shrines out of stones.
Father Philip, Father Otavi, the earthquake over in Italy when he was a child, and it buried him for a few days.
Killing his parents.
Killing his parents,
and his family.
And this was his way of mending himself, basically.
And making peace with what had happened, I think. Yeah.
But for him to keep doing it day after day, and I'm sure it meant a lot to him to see this through and finish it. For both grottos to take 10 plus 15 years to do was truly amazing, and the volunteers and the people that helped out with him.
Right.
For the next 45 years, the two grottos remained relatively unchanged, quietly owned and maintained by the Providence Home Healthcare Center, and for a short time, Cathedral Healthcare Center. Then, in the summer of 2016, everything changed. Cathedral Health sold the north part of the property containing St. Joseph's Grotto to Memorial Hospital. The hospital was going to build a new facility on the site, and there were no plans to include any components of the grotto as part of the new hospital. This is when Friends of the Grotto was formed, and they were able to obtain control of the property where the other shrine, the Mother of God shrine, was, so they could protect it from future development.
Last summer, 2016, when the sale of 4.5 acres on the north portion of the Providence Home, our cathedral's property, took place. At that time, we knew that they were going to remove the St. Joseph Grotto. We approached Cathedral to ask them if we formed a not-for-profit organization, if they would donate this land to us, and their answer was yes. And so we've got a not-for-profit status as of last October of 2016. Since then, we've been working to try to save as much as we can of the St. Joseph Grotto.
Drive down Bartley Street today and you'll see the St. Joseph Shrine is gone. Friends of the Grotto arranged to have all the components of the St. Joseph Shrine temporarily moved to storage, and longer-range preservation plans are being considered.
We've moved 20 flower pots down to this location. Another 12 we've got in storage.
Structures that were too large to be moved in one piece were carefully dismantled.
The archway that housed St. Joseph, we had that moved and saved. That thing, it weighed 7,000 pounds. We had a company come in and move it for us. And then we've been working as our committee, our board, dismantling geodes, just jackhammering and breaking. So we've saved maybe 750 geodes.
There are some things that need repair here, and over the years there will be more repairs, and so we're hoping to be able to save all of those, and when the repairs need to be done, incorporate the same design elements that were already originally here, rather than changing it in style.
Because the statue of St. Joseph and the baby Jesus that was in the North Grotto was damaged by weather over the last 53 years, the Friends of the Grotto board has decided to make a replica of the statue from a solid piece of limestone, which will be able to withstand the outdoor elements. They have a proposal from a stonemason in Bedford to recreate the original statue for $15,300. Knowing the importance of this statue, the Advisory Board for Cathedral Healthcare, formerly the Providence Home, has already pledged a matching gift of up to $8,000.
The whole reason behind the not-for-profit group formation was to continue this, protect this area for generations to come. It's all run by volunteers and donations. We are a not-for-profit organization. Our address, our P.O. Box is 564 Jasper, Indiana, 47547. If anybody wants to contact us for tours or anything, they can get a hold of myself or Deanne, and one of our board members would be happy to meet someone here.
We are hoping that with all the publicity right now of what is going on, that it draws people's attention to just, even in Jasper, to those who don't know that it's here, to actually realize that it is here, to come at those quiet times and just spend a little time here, admiring Father Ottavi's work, but also just admiring the beauty of the space and the peacefulness that it can give.